So I noticed that I was having a issue with inconsistent heat last night, and what I think I've narrowed it down to is the regulator, and the propane tank's going bad. So I'm going to do a quick video on how to replace that. We've got a new one picked up at Camping World. Right here should be a little bit more of a smooth change, two-stage regulator, and we'll see how it goes. So the obvious first step is come out here and make sure that your tanks are completely shut off. We've done that already. And we're disconnecting the hoses. Remember that it will feel like you're reverse threaded when you're taking off your propane tank. Break that free, and then it should come pretty easily after that. So as you're taking these off, don't be surprised if you see a little bit of blowback coming from you, a little bit of propane leaking out. As long as these are off, that's perfectly normal. So another quick tip for you is, here's the pressure regulator on the back side. We finally got it off the tank here. And you've got the old hose connections. So rather than trying to wrench while it's stuck up there on the little thin metal piece, what I'm doing is I'm taking the pipe wrench, grabbing onto the pressure regulator since I'm replacing that, and then I'm putting the crescent wrench on the hose. That way, as I'm wrenching, I'll try to show you here, I actually have a little leverage, and I'm not going to break anything. So when they installed this, they used a putty here on the threads, which is not a problem at all. In fact, that's one of the good ways to do it. I'm going to be using some pipe tape that's made for gas to do it. And in some applications, especially residential, I've used actually pipe tape and a putty. I've had people laugh at us and tell us they did that until the power company walked in and told them they did the same thing. In this particular application, largely because of what I have, I'm going to just use the putty and then check if it leaks with the soapy water after I'm done. Also inside of here, which you probably can't see, there's a little bit of revenue. Be very careful when you're looking inside of there. Make sure that none of the putty drops down in, or you may end up with some sort of a plug in one of the gas fittings down the line. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. The next step, of course, will be to install the regulator. We'll install the hoses, and then we'll be ready to hook it back up to the tanks. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install the pipe tape. This is a much thicker pipe tape than what you'd normally find. It's the gray mega tape. And when you're going along here, you want to make sure that you thread the pipe tape the same way that the threads are going, so that when you screw the fitting on, that you're not going to unwrap the tape. Do it. Also, make sure you don't get any in here inside the fitting. That will affect how it seats on the valve here. Now, because my pipe's already mounted, or my hose is already mounted to the trailer, I'm rotating the valve. That way I don't create an issue with the pipe itself. Let's see if we can get it snugged up there. And then this actually has a fitting on top where we can attach the wrench directly. And then I can use another wrench to just do the hose. One of those, and it should be in business. Again, we're wrenching on the fitting itself, not on the hose, to prevent any damage. Okay. That's fairly tight. I need to see if I can get that a little bit tighter so that when I get it up by the tanks, it's not twisting the hose too bad. That should about do it. See if I can get you a view of that. we go. I'm going to try to position this so you can see the next couple of steps here. As you can see, we've got it all positioned. Now it's time to put the hoses on. Now you'll notice I'm not using tape on this. We were specifically told by the guys at the parts place over at Camping World that this is tapered and you should not use tape on it. Otherwise it could specifically cause it to leak because you use tape. So we're going to go ahead and try that. Of course, we're going to test it out with soapy water once we're done to make sure that that's accurate. So just insert this end here into the fitting here. And with every step, obviously be careful not to wrench on things in a way that's going to cause problems. So we're going to be careful of how we're tightening this to make sure we're not putting additional pressure here on the hose fittings or on any of this. One down. Now, as I'm opening this other package, I feel like I need to say this. The obligatory disclaimer: if you're not confident in your ability to work with gas lines or anything on an RV, take it to a professional. Don't do anything that jeopardizes your life. It's not worth saving a couple of bucks to do something that turns around and hurts you. So something that I was looking at here is this is the part I'm wrenching on to tighten it into this fitting. And my crescent wrench is a little bit wide, so I'm going to go ahead off camera, grab a wrench that fits that a little bit better, tighten it down, and we'll be back. Okay, that should be set. Next up, tighten these fittings on the tank, and again, that benefit of not having to have a crescent wrench is going to be wonderful. As you're doing this, these hoses are a little bit longer. The step or the key is to make sure that this fits onto there without kinking the hose. So what I'm probably going to do is see if I can rotate that a little bit. Alright, so as I mentioned, we're going to test these now to make sure there's no gas leak. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the gas. You should hear a little bit of a hiss as it enters the line. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn on both of them. Now, if everything's off, you should not hear any hissing at this point. And you shouldn't smell any propane. So I've got a soapy water mixture here. Just set a little bit since I don't have a better delivery method over the joints. And it's got a good high soap concentrate. It should stay on the joint here. And we should see bubbles if there's a leak. Now, if you look right here, that's the bottom joint. That's what you don't want to see. That's a slow leak, and it's coming out the bottom of the adapter, it looks like, that we did not actually even work on. So what I need to do is get a wrench, put it on there, and see if I can tighten that up and get rid of that leak. So it wasn't obviously loose, the fitting itself, and so what I decided to do is, rather than just wrench on it, I'm going to take it off, put tape on here, clean up the connections because there was a little bit of corrosion inside, and then we'll tighten it back up and see if we've got it tight. But all in all, it looks like there's no damage to it, but we don't want to have any chance of leaking at all. So we're all tightened back down. Get in here, see if we can brighten that up a little bit. That's looking pretty good. So, no bubbles there. No bubbles there. And the benefit is, our old gauge is broken. That red light there, the red dot there, should show you if you have tank or if it's empty, or if you have gas or it's empty. That one's always red. This switch here, no lock in position, so either way that thing needed to go at some point. This looks pretty good. I think that's my full tank. Got an arrow there, shows what it is. There's nothing showing there, no red, so I should be good to go. I've got to prime the system and test everything and make sure propane's flowing.